The Toraja are one of three ethnic groups in South Sulawesi. They live in the mountainous region in the north of South Sulawesi. They are traditionally a farming group that also raises domestic livestock such as buffalo, goats, pigs, and chickens. They lived in traditional family houses called tongkanan that were built in a row, while opposite the housing units were smaller granary storage that are similar in appearance to the tongkanan. The tongkanan are decorated in many patterns that all have meaning behind them. In front of the tongkanan are normally buffalo horns that come from the buffalo that were sacrificed at funeral ceremonies of the direct ancestors of the family. The tongkanan are rarely lived in today but are still meticulously preserved by the family clans. The Toraja are also known for their practices and rituals after a family member's life has ended. It is best to remove one's own cultural bias to gain an understanding into the Toraja culture. After a family member dies, it is considered an honor by the family to take care of their ancestor. Toraja funeral ceremonies can cost the family thousands of dollars. The funeral ceremony can take years before they take place. During that time, the ancestor is kept inside the family home. Once the distant family members have visited the ancestor and enough money has been saved, the funeral ceremony will be scheduled. On day one of the ceremony, the ancestor is brought into a high point and kept up there for the whole ceremony. We were able to visit on day two, where families from other clans bring gifts of pigs and sometimes buffalo. The families from other clans are all introduced through the microphone in turns based on arrival. When enough families have gathered, they are brought through the funeral grounds led by four warriors in traditional garb. After finding their seats, a group of about 20 singers enter the main area, forms a circle, and begin different chants. Buffalo are a big part of the funeral ceremony. They help the ancestor reach the land of the dead faster, so the more buffalo that are sacrificed, the faster the ancestor travels. The most prized of the buffalo are the ones with blue or green eyes and cost a pretty penny, almost $20,000. Regardless of their cost, all of the buffalo will be sacrificed on the last day. After the funeral ceremony is completed, the ancestor is moved to either a cave or inside a granite, hand-chiseled tomb. They are laid to rest with bundles of clothes and some of their favorite items from their lives. The body lays in this tomb for anywhere from 10 to 15 years, at which point the family opens the tomb, cleans their ancestors, wraps or dresses them in new clothing, and finally lays them back in the tomb for good. The Toraja are a proud ethnic group whose traditions have survived many colonial religions attempting to force them to abandon their customs and traditions. That's the beauty of local traditions. They have the ability to survive. These customs might not work for a businessman in Manhattan, a car salesman in Brazil, or a nurse in Bangkok, but over the time frame of thousands of years, they have worked for the Toraja, and that's beautiful.